Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Paradigm Shift. This is our 101 episode with some of our very, very incredible guests whom we have managed somehow to coordinate. There have been some technical problems, but okay, that aside, welcome, Sonali Banerjee. You are the first Indian marine engineer, and you have been an inspiration to so many young women that are going to be trying to pursue this field. Thank you so much for coming back on this platform, and thank you so much. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, Dipshika, and thank you so much for this warm introduction and the welcome. And as usual, you are looking lovely and gorgeous,
Thank
and
you
drop
so
dead
much.
gorgeous,
Thank
in fact,
you.
I would say. And yeah, I'm so fortunate and privileged to be back on this show. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so much.
much. Yeah.
Okay. So, since it's our 101st episode, and since we, last spoke, I want to know if there are things that you want to share with our people and you would like to, tell us something about that you feel very strongly about, perhaps about how capable leadership can change the world today or something to that effect.
Right, Deepshika. So from where we left in the last show that we had between you at the paradigm shift. So last 2 years have been very difficult. Not just for some people. The whole globe has been undergoing through such a trauma, and
Right,
during these testing and trying times, what I have generally learned, that was this learning has been absolutely out of the box, that, something the whole world was just not prepared for. And
right,
there were certain processes which people were putting at the backyard that they would work on them slowly and gradually. And then
right,
with the novel coronavirus striking, there was this whole vacuum which came up. I mean, things had to be
right,
executed. There were travel restrictions. People had to be, people were encouraged to work from home. They could not socialize. And practically, we felt that how would the world continue to function? So it was
right,
at this point of time, we all understood that how how the leadership at the top of any organization, or for that matter a country or a socio-economic setup,
mm,
how the strong leadership at the top, their
right,
mission, their vision, how can it actually affect the fate of the nation or an organization or whatever society that we are living in. And
right,
the leadership, their vision the vision of the leadership percolates from the top, and it comes down to the bottom, and
absolutely.
that is where it gets executed. So we understood that there were a lot of organizations and set up who were rather conservative with their approach, but then we also understood that those organizations or a setup where the leadership was quick to adapt to changes,
That's
who
right.
were quick to recognize the need of innovation and the need to change with the changing times.
Yes,
I mean, those were the organizations, setups, and the ecosystem
yes,
which have been capably, I would say, effectively, they could survive this whole tenure. So,
absolutely.
unless there is a strong vision which
Yes,
percolates down and then it goes to the grassroots working level, and that is,
right.
and from the grassroots level only you can see the effect, and that you can see resonating in your surrounding, the
Beautiful,
positivity, yeah, the effect. So
beautiful.
leadership is one of the most key instrument if you really feel that you need to have some changes in the
Right.
society, in the ecosystem. I mean, not everything needs to be changed, but whatever change is required, because as they say, change is the only constant,
Yes,
and we have
so
to be
beautiful.
quick, yeah, and adaptive in nature. That
I
is the
tell you,
strongest way you can survive today. Keep
right.
adapting to change.
Right. You won't believe it, Sonali. Like this is our 101st episode, and we've had so many guests on the paradigm shift. And what we have noticed is, whatever the leadership is doing, whatever people are doing, the policy makers are doing, the the people took the change in their hands. Okay, policies and all that aside, there has been so much kindness, so much compassion, so much generosity, that I felt that if there was anybody that stayed hungry, probably didn't look left or right, because there were
There were
religious,
hands to support them. There were minds to believe that, it's not that I should have all the food. If my food can be divided by 10 people, I mean, people were doing
right.
that.
Right. And
So
there were so many, forget NGOs, there were so many normal people that were going out and giving food and clothes and ration and everything. I think it's been so beautiful. So that's what I thought. I hope nobody slept hungry, but if they did, they just didn't look, just they looked sideways or whatever, because I'm sure there was food, brought to themselves. There was this one, Sonali, there was this thing that they said that they had noticed that the old in the family of the underprivileged, the old of the family were not getting food because they were of no use. So they actually went inside to the slums, and they only got the people of the old, the senior citizens of every family, every underprivileged family, and they fed them. Even if it was one meal a day, they made sure that those senior citizens got that food. So it has been such a beautiful learning for
absolutely.
us.
I mean, I think it is. I mean, definitely there were instances. There must have been a lot of people. There have been a lot of mishaps
Right.
happening to. I mean, a lot of lives. I mean, I wouldn't really want to discuss that because, I mean, we really need to look forward and look at the positive side, what it has taught us, such that we don't repeat this in the future. If at all
Absolutely.
the globe undergoes another, say,
Pandemic.
another whatever, I wouldn't say pandemic, any form of challenge the globe may face. I mean,
Right.
the way you look at the world political scenario, how, I mean, various nations are getting ambitious over certain things. So we know now that, things are not there forever, and we need to
Right.
adapt to change. We need to be prepared for the worst. And it has kind of really changed our vision of the world,
Right. Absolutely.
how what we
So
thought of relationships, what we thought of, personal goals, ambitions. Now people understand it's not just about I, me, myself. You need to stay
yes.
invested in the ecosystem such that when you are also in need, the ecosystem is able to support you. Yeah,
So
so
well
that
said.
is very
So well said.
absolutely.
That is
Thank
so
you.
beautiful. Thank you so much, Sonali, for those incredible outlooks that you have. And yes, I hope we never have to go through any kind of
I sincerely
phases
hope
like
and pray
that.
that the world does not have to go through any more challenging phases.
Absolutely. Thank you so
Yeah,
much for
yeah.
joining us today, and we hope to see you more of you on the Paradigm Shift. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Deepshika. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Thank you. Bye.